What if the very things you do at night, without even realizing it, are quietly damaging your prostate and robbing you of restful sleep? If you're over 60 and find yourself waking up multiple times at night to pee, struggling with weak flow, or just feeling drained every morning, this video could change your life. Stick around, because we're going to reveal 5 nighttime habits that rapidly enlarge your prostate after age 60, and how you can break them starting tonight for deeper, uninterrupted sleep, because life after 60 should be about peace, not pills, about rest, not restless nights. For millions of men over 60 in the United States, an enlarged prostate, or benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, is more than just a medical term. It's a nightly reality that interrupts sleep, affects intimacy, and chips away at quality of life. But here's the good news: you're not helpless. By simply changing a few evening habits, many men have found incredible relief, often without surgery or heavy medication. As motivational speaker Jim Rohn once said, "Your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change." So let's take that first step together. Drinking too much water. Before bed, it may seem harmless to drink a big glass of water before bed, especially if you're trying to stay hydrated. But here's what many don't realize: your kidneys slow down at night. So, excess fluid ends up filling your bladder just as your body tries to rest. For men with an enlarged prostate, this is a double problem. A full bladder means more pressure on the prostate, making nighttime urination more urgent and frequent. Break the habit. Cut off fluids 2 hours before bedtime. Focus on hydrating more in the morning and early afternoon. Inspiring story. A 68-year-old veteran named Mark from Ohio said he was getting up 6 times a night, until he made this one change. Now, once, maybe twice. And he says, "I feel human again in the morning." 2. Skipping the evening walk after dinner. It's tempting to sink into the recliner or head straight to bed. But here's the truth: lack of movement can worsen circulation, leading to pelvic congestion, a lesser-known contributor to prostate inflammation. Break the habit. A 20-minute light walk after dinner helps digestion, improves circulation, and reduces pelvic pressure. Quote to remember: movement is a medicine for creating change in a person's physical, emotional, and mental states. Carol Welch-Even gentle walking can help your body do what pills often can't: consuming caffeine or alcohol at night. You may think that a cup of tea or a nightcap helps you wind down, but in reality, caffeine and alcohol irritate the bladder and prostate. They're also diuretics, which means they pull water into your bladder and make you pee more. Break the habit. Switch to herbal teas like chamomile or peppermint. Set a cut-off time for caffeine at least 6 hours before bedtime. Avoid alcohol at night, especially beer, which can double the urge. Real talk. Harold, 72, from Arizona, shared, "I loved my evening wine, but when I gave it up, I realized I loved sleep more, and so did my wife. 4. Going to bed with a full bowel." This may surprise you, but constipation or slow digestion can actually put pressure on your prostate, worsening symptoms. It's like this: your rectum and prostate are neighbors. If one is bloated, the other suffers. Break the habit. Eat dinner 3 to 4 hours before bed. Add fiber-rich foods like prunes, oatmeal, or leafy greens. Consider a gentle magnesium supplement to support regularity. Story of hope. Frank, 65, used to think his problem was just age. But once he fixed his digestion, his nightly trips to the bathroom went from 5 to 1. Ignoring stress and anxiety. Before bed, you may not see the connection right away, but chronic stress increases inflammation, and the prostate is no exception. Stress also causes muscle tension in the pelvic area, making symptoms worse. Break the habit. Try deep breathing exercises, meditation, or listening to calm music for 10 minutes before sleep. Journaling a few thoughts each night can also help release tension. Quote from the wise. Do not anticipate trouble or worry about what may never happen. Keep in the sunlight. Benjamin Franklin, Peaceful Mind. Peaceful prostate, peaceful sleep. A good night's sleep is not just a dream. It's a right, especially for those who have worked hard all their lives. You deserve rest. You deserve peace. You deserve to wake up energized, not exhausted. By simply adjusting these 5 nighttime habits, you're not just helping your prostate, you're reclaiming your nights, your energy, and your joy. And remember, it is not the load that breaks you down. It's the way you carry it. Lou Holtz, let's carry it smarter. Together. If this video spoke to you, or reminded you of someone you care about, share it with a friend or loved one. You might just give someone the best night's sleep they've had in years. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights designed to help you live a healthier, happier, and more meaningful life after 60. In our next video, we'll explore natural remedies that support prostate health without side effects. So make sure to stay tuned. Until then, sleep well, stay strong, and never stop growing wiser. Let me know if you'd like me to continue with extended tips, longer stories, or visual suggestions before we close the script. Script 1. Drinking too much water. Before bed, it may sound innocent, even healthy, to drink a big glass of water before going to sleep. After all, you've probably been told your whole life to stay hydrated. But here's the hidden truth. Drinking too much fluid late at night can be one of the most common yet overlooked triggers behind frequent nighttime urination, or nocturia, especially in men over 60 with an enlarged prostate. Why does this happen? As we age, our kidneys slow down their filtration process at night. That means the fluid you drink in the evening doesn't get processed and flushed out during the day. Instead, it sits in your bladder just as your body is trying to rest. For someone with benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, this becomes a real issue. An enlarged prostate already compresses the urethra and bladder, leading to frequent urges and difficulty fully emptying the bladder. Now, add an excess of fluid from late-night drinking, and the result is predictable. Interrupted sleep, frustrating, bathroom trips, and a restless night. But here's the part that often gets missed. This pattern creates a negative cycle. The more sleep you lose, the more tired you feel. The more tired you feel, the more your body's systems, including your urinary system, struggle to function efficiently. Over time, your prostate becomes more inflamed, your bladder becomes more irritated, and your body becomes more depleted. So, how do you break the habit? Start with these simple, life-changing adjustments. Set a hydration curfew. Stop drinking large amounts of fluids 2 hours before bedtime. Give your body time to process what you've already consumed. Hydrate smarter. Front-load your water intake earlier in the day. Aim to drink most of your fluids before 6 p.m. and taper off as bedtime approaches. Monitor hidden fluids. Be mindful of sneaky sources of fluids, such as soups, juicy fruits, or watery snacks. In the late evening hours, create a calming bedtime ritual that doesn't involve sipping tea or water. Replace the habit of bedtime drinking with other relaxing activities, like reading, stretching, or listening to soft music. And here's something inspiring. A retired school teacher from Minnesota named Walter, age 70, shared how just changing this one habit made a remarkable difference. He said, "I used to get up 4 to 5 times a night and just thought it was old age. But once I stopped drinking anything after 8 p.m., I was only waking up once. Sometimes not at all. I didn't realize how exhausted I had been until I started sleeping again." Walter's story is a powerful reminder that small changes can lead to big victories. As motivational author Robin Sharma once said, "Small daily improvements are the key to staggering long-term results." So, if you're ready to reclaim your sleep, reduce prostate pressure, and wake up truly refreshed, this is the simplest yet most effective habit to change. Start tonight. In today's fast-paced, screen-filled world, it's easy to fall into the habit of winding down the day by settling into your favorite recliner, flipping through the TV, or scrolling your phone. After all, after a long day, you've earned that rest. But here's something most men over 60 don't realize. Skipping your evening walk could quietly be worsening your prostate symptoms and robbing you of deep, restorative sleep. How? Let's break it down. Physical inactivity, especially after dinner, contributes to poor circulation and fluid buildup in the lower body. When you're seated or lying down for long periods, your blood and lymphatic fluids begin to pool in your lower pelvis. Over time, this can create congestion in the pelvic region, which increases pressure and inflammation around the prostate. This pressure is especially problematic for men with benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, since it makes urination more difficult and more frequent, especially at night. The good news: you don't have to run marathons or hit the gym at 10 p.m. Even a light 20-minute walk after dinner can do wonders for your prostate and sleep quality. Here's what an evening walk can do. Stimulate healthy blood flow through the pelvic area, reducing congestion. Help your body digest food more effectively, reducing gas and bloating that can push on your bladder. Gently regulate stress hormones like cortisol, helping you feel calmer before bed. Support a natural rise and fall in melatonin levels, which improves sleep onset and quality. Real-life inspiration. Meet James, a 73-year-old former postman from Colorado. After his wife passed away, he stopped walking in the evenings and started waking up 5 times a night to use the bathroom. "I just thought it was grief or aging," James shared. "But one day, I decided to start walking again. Just 15 minutes after dinner, nothing hard. Within a week, I was sleeping through the night like I hadn't in years. James's story is a powerful reminder that healing often begins with motion. As author and health advocate Carol Welch once said, "Movement is a medicine for creating change in a person's physical, emotional, and mental states." If you haven't made walking a part of your nighttime routine, now is the time. Make it easy. Make it pleasant. Take a stroll through your neighborhood. Walk with a friend or loved one. Or simply walk back and forth in your backyard under the stars. Let your body unwind naturally, through motion, rather than medications. Because sometimes the path to peace and prostate health is still quite literally a walk away. Consuming caffeine or alcohol at night, that comforting cup of coffee after dinner, that soothing black tea while watching the news, that relaxing glass of wine to help you wind down. They might seem harmless, even helpful, but for men over 60, they can be quiet saboteurs of prostate health and sleep. Here's the science behind it. Caffeine and alcohol are both bladder irritants and diuretics. That means they stimulate your bladder, increase urine production, and weaken bladder control, especially if you have an enlarged prostate. Let's say you enjoy a hot cup of coffee or strong tea around 8 p.m. It may help you feel cozy, but inside your body, the caffeine increases urine output, irritates your bladder lining, and stimulates muscle contractions. If your prostate is already pressing against your urethra, this only makes matters worse. Now, imagine adding alcohol to the mix. Alcohol doesn't just act as a diuretic. It also disrupts your natural sleep cycles, causing lighter, more fragmented sleep. And if you drink beer or wine, the high volume of fluid compounds the problem, practically guaranteeing more nighttime trips to the bathroom. But here's the hopeful part. Once you break this habit, relief often comes fast. Tips to break the habit. Set a caffeine cutoff time of at least 6 hours before bedtime. Swap black tea or coffee for caffeine-free herbal teas like chamomile, lemon balm, or peppermint, all of which support sleep and digestion. Avoid alcohol in the evening, especially beer, which not only acts as a diuretic, but also contains phytoestrogens that may negatively impact prostate health. And for those who feel emotionally tied to that evening drink, whether it's ritual, nostalgia, or routine, remember, it's not about giving something up. It's about getting something better in return: uninterrupted sleep, improved bladder control, and a healthier, more peaceful life. Real-life story. Harold, a 72-year-old jazz musician from Arizona, used to sip a glass of wine every evening while listening to his records. "It helped me relax," he said, or so I thought. But when his doctor suggested cutting back, Harold gave it a try. Within just 10 days, he noticed something amazing. "I stopped getting up 5 times a night. It went down to once. I hadn't slept like that since my 50s. He didn't give up his relaxation routine. He just changed it. Now he listens to music while sipping warm ginger tea. And the best part, he's more energized and inspired in the mornings to write new songs. A quote to remember: "You are the artist of your own life. Don't hand the paintbrush to caffeine or alcohol." Unknown, by choosing calming, bladder-friendly alternatives at night, you're not just helping your prostate. You're honoring your body, protecting your sleep and reclaiming control of your evenings. And that is a beautiful act of self-respect. Going to bed with a full bowel. It's not the most glamorous topic, but for men over 60 struggling with prostate issues and frequent nighttime urination, this might be the missing piece of the puzzle. Here's the truth. If your digestive system isn't running smoothly, especially in the evenings, it can quietly put extra pressure on your bladder and prostate, worsening all your symptoms. Here's how it works. Your prostate sits right in front of your rectum. When your bowels are full, gassy or bloated, the rectum presses directly against the prostate, which can irritate the bladder, tighten the muscles in your pelvic floor, and make it even harder to urinate effectively or sleep comfortably. For many older adults, slow digestion, constipation, and late-night snacking are common issues. Combine that with a sedentary lifestyle, low fiber intake, or medications that slow the gut, and you have a perfect storm for nighttime bladder pressure. How to break the habit. Eat your last meal at least 3–4 hours before bed to give your digestive system time to process. Avoid heavy, greasy, or spicy meals at night that slow digestion. Add fiber-rich foods like leafy greens, beans, berries, oats, and chia seeds throughout your day to stay regular. Drink warm lemon water or herbal tea in the morning to help your bowels move. Consider a gentle magnesium supplement. Check with your doctor first, which can relax the intestines and improve overnight regularity.